I never told you guys my thoughts on Andor. I forgot about that. I mentioned I was gonna watch the whole show, did a whole Twitter thing, and I never actually like I did it. I did it. We did it. Yeah. So yeah, I was a gigantic Star Wars nerd growing up. I did tons of costumes. I owned like a bunch of those lightsabers that would like collapse and you had to like fling them out like that. I had like a General Grievous costume and the whole thing. I grew up with the prequels, that kind of stuff. Um, I really hate Star Wars now, but it's not that I hate the medium. It's not even really that I hate Disney. Um, I feel like the people who like it are insufferable, are genuinely insufferable. Because Disney's shit isn't great. Like some of it's okay. It's very mid. It's like not particularly like abhorrently bad, but it's not particularly great either. But what's annoying is that you can't have an opinion on it without someone else stating their opinion, good or bad. But it has to be spinned in a negative light every time. Here, because that's the thing, right? I mentioned that I was gonna make watch Andor, and I got a couple people in the replies of that thing talking about how much they fucking despise Disney and the hashtag Panderverse, and I'm like, what is this? I didn't ask for this opinion. I don't care. I didn't. Why? This is not your time to make a rant about Disney. I'm just gonna want to talk about Andor. What the hell? You can't make an opinion on anything because either the people you don't want the people who are for it on your side because they're insufferable, and then you definitely want people who are against it because they're also insufferable. There's just no winning. You know, like I hold I think the truly hot take that the prequels still aren't very good, and you've all gaslit yourself with the memes to thinking they're better than they are because you've memed every single scene of the prequels that when you rewatch them, you'll be like, and you'll just enjoy yourself. But then, even as I said that right now, people are about to type in the chat, it's still better than Disney's Star Wars. And that's the fucking thing, you know? That's what gets me is that it's just oh my god, it throws me off so fast. So this is the mentality I went into Andor because I didn't give a shit, right? Because I was like, what the random side character from Rogue One? Okay, what? It's really good. It's great. It's phenomenal. I have issues. I have a couple nitpicks and a few problems with it overall. It's great. I'm genuinely excited because there's so much of Star Wars I'm so sick of. I'm tired of Kenobis. I don't give a shit about Skywalkers. I'm tired of lightsabers. I'm tired of the Force. I'm tired of Jedi. I'm tired of all that crap. Give me the fun nuts and bolts part of the Star Wars world, and I got literally that. It is literally a a great combination of prison and prison break heist and uprising story against a genuinely fascist evil empire that is truly not been expressed in that way prior, really going deep and showing how well, yeah, like fascist and awful, and like the like the state like ran empire that did what they did, and it was shocking. It was crazy. I was genuinely surprised at how good it was. um I'm not very good with actors. Cassian Andor he's fine as an actor. He's not particularly like incredible, I don't think, but his character doesn't really do much. He's kind of like an extension of the viewer, I think. He's very just like he's just around, you know? He's okay. Um but the other actors in the show I think really shine. spoilers, by the way, big spoilers across the board for Andor. If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry. I'll try to keep most of it under wraps, but like I want to talk about like parts of it. Um, uh, the first episode. Maybe this is just me. Maybe because like well, like Dune came out, right? Dune came out, and then Star Wars copied from Dune, and then Warhammer copied from Dune and Star Wars. And so clearly, if I say this felt like Warhammer, I'm just Warhammer pilled, and obviously, the War Star Wars, the whole thing. But the first few episodes, it could have been just because that all of the PDF guys, the private security guys, were all British. But like when he went at the bar and those two dudes were harassing him, it just sounded like asshole guardsmen. It felt so 40K, like just you're just on some Hive City, and there's there's the bar and then like the brothel and that whole thing. And it felt really 40K. Those two guys. It probably is just because they were British. But yeah, in the first 10 minutes of the show, when Andor like murders a man and then kills the other one in cold blood, I was like, oh, wait a minute. This might be kind of good. We're gonna be a little bit tough. And then the heist mission happens, and a dude is crushed to death under the weight of money, literally. A little on the nose, that one, I'm not gonna lie. Literally crushed under the weight of the greed of the empire. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was oh yeah, the torture device they used with like the dying, yeah, the torture device of the dying screams of an alien race. What? What? It was fucking dark. It was genuinely dark. And okay, so what really got me on the whole like Warhammer pilled part of me was the prison. Not just because the prison, but some of their comments of like we're worth less than droids. I was like, this is some like servitor fucking penal colony 40K shit right here. That's some serious, yeah, like this is but it was a great, I don't know. I wasn't sure about the prison thing. When he went to the prison, I was like, "Oh, okay, he'll be out of here in like 2 days." But it was basically like the majority of the show, like half the show was the prison stuff, and I was like, "Oh, we're actually doing this." I was kind of iffy. I was kind of iffy about it. And then it was Andy Serkis, and I was like, "Ah, he gets redemption because he played Snoke." And I was like, "Ooh, Andy Serkis gets to be our big guy." Um, and wow, yeah, that was pretty crazy. The brutality in the prison was insane. I didn't see that much coming to it to be that like devastating. The whole um like electrified floor, the hot floor thing was really cool. It was such like a concept, and oh dude, when the old man started going, I was like, that hurt. That hurt so much. That hurts so much. Oh yeah, well of course his one way out speech was like the highlight of the entire show because it's Andy Circus. The dude's incredible. What do you think of Luthen Rail? Luthen Rail. Which one was Luthen? Oh, Skarsgård. Right. Oh, right. Luthen. That is Luthen. Right. He was good. I would have liked him to be around more. He was a bit. I don't know. He was a bit like underutilized. I'm assuming he'll get a lot more in the second season. Um, his elevator speech was also pretty good. Yeah, I agree with that. But he was a little underutilized. I liked him and I wanted more of him. It's also Skarsgård. Stellan Skarsgård is a phenomenal actor. He's been around forever. So I would have liked him to be in there more. No, no, you know who I liked the most? The CIA lady. I already forget her name. I think it starts with an M. Marva, Martha. I don't know. Bad. I'm terrible with names like this. She looked so mean. She looked so evil. Like I think it's just a cultural thing, but her face just she was just so like evil looking. Like she had this fucking scowl. Just this like disgusting like nose up like oh my god. And considering that she basically worked for the KGB, you know, she was like, oh my god, she. I loved her. I thought she was excellent. I would have absolutely loved to see more of her. Um, what else? What else was there? There are a couple parts that I wasn't huge on. Uh, so okay, I liked. Someone said, "What did you think about her simp?" I can't think of a better way to describe him. The young officer guy. That's the part I was the most annoying with. I was most annoyed with. His storyline was captivating and then railed for like the rest of the show. Um him in the first 3 episodes was actually good and I liked him and he was interesting and I wanted to see where they took him with this like war trauma they hit him with all these guys dying under his command and then they put him into a room with his mother and had her mother sound like a Brooklyn smoker mom and then made it into a meme and I was like and then he comes back at the last second and I was it was very annoying. I was sad because I liked him and then they fucked it up. Um what else? What else was there? There were a couple other things. Oh, yes. The Mon Mothma politics I was shockingly invested in. When I first started seeing that back and forth, I was like, "Oh, goodness gracious, we get like rich people politics in this." But then I became very very fascinated. I started to become genuinely engaged, especially at the ending. And I was like, oh my god, uh, are they doing what I think they're doing? And they did. It was crazy. I was very invested in the Mon Mothma stuff. I was very invested. Um, did not expect that one bit. Uh, what else? Was there anything? Were there any problems I had with the show? There were a couple couple uses of shaky cam that really bugged me. Um, just a couple of that during the action scenes is pretty annoying. Didn't much like that so much. Um, oh, okay. I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say. So Andor, when he went to the prison at the Miami Beach planet, I think that was stupid. Now I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, Bricky, that was the point. The point was that he got arrested for basically nothing. I got that. I get that. But it was way too quick. And that's why I didn't think that the prison was going to be a major part because I thought it was like it happened and then prison for an episode and then 6 years later we cut or something. I didn't expect it to be that fast. I think we needed like 2 or 3 more times of him being harassed by stormtroopers and like harassed by other things. And then it leads to like this one disgruntled stormtrooper who has just a grudge on him to then put him in the fucking prison. It was a little too quick. It was a little too quick. I get the point. The point is it's a fucking fascist empire. They put you in prison for nothing. Like I get it. I get that, but it didn't land. It didn't land for me. I needed a little bit more. We needed a bit more space Florida. Yeah. I can't think of a whole lot else that I disliked about the show though. I was genuinely captivated. The prison stuff was great. It was brutal. There was a lot of like death and like impressive death. The ISB lady just was so evil. Oh, who was her boss? I liked her boss. The guy who was all like, thesis, please. I really liked him. He was super fun. He was great. I really liked him. He was kind of goofy, but he was fun. Yeah, I don't remember his name, but he was a good time. He was a good time in the show. Yeah, no, it was good. It was very good. It is in my opinion the best of any of the Disney Star Wars stuff I've seen so far. And it's not even by much of a margin at all. It kills the sequel trilogy. It's better. What else have I seen? It beat out Solo for me. I think the only thing that's close is like Mandalorian season 1. I didn't much like season 2, because I'm tired of the Force and Jedi's and shit. As I said, Bo Burnham was good. Not Bo Burnham. Not Bo Burnham. Bill Burr. Bill Burr was good. Uh, um, but like what else did I like? Rogue One is okay to me. The first half of Rogue One I think is kind of shit. The second half of Rogue One I think is where it gets good when they land on the Scarif planet. That's when it's like good. The first half I think is kind of mid. Um, I watched 2 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett and immediately turned it off. I was like, "Holy hell, this is awful." So I did that pretty quick. And I have not seen Obi-Wan, Ashoka, or Bad Batch. Because after the Boba Fett thing, I was like, "I'm done, dude. No more. I'm tired. I'm out of this. I'm done with this." Some of the other ones might be okay, but as far as I'm concerned, as far as what I've seen, Andor is like the best thing they've put out by a country mile, and it kind of sucks that it's about the random side character in Rogue One that no one gives a shit about, because that's probably a good reason why people didn't give the show a chance to begin with, like I didn't, and now maybe word of mouth is helping. I'm a little worried about season 2 though, because it's clearly become popular now. And if I know Disney at all, they might try to put their hands in it a bit more. And therefore, it might, I don't know, be watered down a bit more. So we'll see. Which would doubly suck because Andor's ends on a bit of a cliffhanger that I didn't like. I didn't much love. It was a little too open ended, I guess. But I guess season 2 is supposed to happen a lot earlier, but they the SAG after strikes really put a nail in it for a while. So we'll see. Anyway, that's that.